Good morning, everyone. My name is Amy Shannon. I'm the middle high school principal, and I'm accompanied by Mr. Greg Parzak, Assistant Principal Athletic Director. We'd like to welcome everyone to our Bloomfield Veterans Day recognition ceremony. At this time, I'd ask that everyone please stand as we welcome our veterans to this ceremony. Welcome to Bloomfield Veterans. We are so happy to have you here. Let's give our veterans one more round of applause. At this time, I'd like to welcome Troop 55 Senior Patrol Leader Ty Nafziger to the podium.
Please stand and remove all hats for the presentation of our nation's colors.
Guardian, Sentry, Peacekeeper, Warrior.
Honor, courage, commitment, strength, integrity, duty, and country. Through the centuries, nations have called upon the services of a select few. A select few who were willing to place the needs of their own nation and their countrymen above their own.
A select few who are willing to sacrifice their lives and their freedom to preserve an idea and a way of life.
They have acquired many names with the passing of time: soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines.
They represent a pillar of strength on which this country and its people rest.
Often asked to perform the unpopular and impossible, on soil far from home, they remain the pillar of strength on which this nation and its people can rely.
Their uniforms have changed, the tools of their trade honed, but the mission remains the same: protect and defend our nation and its great flag.
They represent honor, courage, commitment, strength, integrity, duty, and country.
We salute those select few who made our founding fathers' dream a reality and keep that dream alive for us today. The United States servicemen and women.
Guardian, Sentry, Peacekeeper, Warrior.
We salute you, our heroes.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Honor Guard, salute! I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Please post the colors. Honor Guard dismissed.
Please continue to stand. At this time, I'd like to welcome 12th grader Casey Akoff to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets crackling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
Casey, you may be seated. Now we present to you the BCS Veterans Day Choir, directed by Mrs. Laura Moore. It truly is an honor to stand here today to celebrate Veterans Day with all of you. To the veterans in our audience and those who serve and have served, we pause together to say thank you. We appreciate your courage, your sacrifice, and your dedication. You have defended the freedoms that we enjoy today. From the classroom where ideas spark to the community where we give back to our neighbors. We are deeply grateful, and we remember you not just today, but in every step we take. As Bloomfield bombers, we live by 4 simple beliefs: be kind, be safe, be responsible, and be respectful. Veterans have shown us what it means to live these principles. And today we have a chance to honor them by putting them into action. So here's my challenge to you. Your kindness, sharing encouragement with a classmate having a tough day, or reaching out to someone who's just struggling, honors our veterans who fought for a compassionate world where empathy wins over division. Your safety, speaking up when something just doesn't seem right, or defending a friend who's picked on, reflects the protection veterans provided, keeping us safe from harm we've never had to face. Your responsibility, turning in homework on time or mentoring a younger student, mirrors the duty veterans upheld, looking out for one another and showing up no matter what. Your respect, greeting a veteran with a handshake, thanking a teacher on your way out the door, or giving a thumbs up to a custodian after a spill was cleaned up, turns thank you into an everyday action, echoing the gratitude we owe all of you. Students, let's carry these beliefs forward into every hallway fist bump, every classroom aha moment, every choice to lift someone up. When we live them, we honor not just our veterans, but the ideals they defended: freedom, unity, and hope. Thank you, veterans. Thank you for being here. We are so grateful for you. And now a few words from Mr. Parzak.
Thank you, Mrs. Shannon. The 2025 Veterans Day theme is service to our nation. It is captured this year in the winning poster, Unified by Service, by Army veteran Jeremy Carpenter. A soaring eagle, our flag, and the seals of our 6 service branches, reminding us that your diverse sacrifice unite under one purpose: protecting America. Today, we honor that service. And, as Mrs. Shannon mentioned, we live here by our Bloomfield beliefs: to be kind, be safe, be responsible, and be respectful. And by doing one simple act, an act of service: hold the door, share a smile, and say thank you. A small act of service can change someone's day, someone's outlook, and someone's feelings about themselves. Veterans, thank you. We are grateful for you. Students, find an act of service. Thank a veteran today and every day.
Thank you, Mr. Parzak. We are going to welcome a couple students to the podium right now, Ian Stokel and Allie Steinbach. They're going to share some messages of gratitude and appreciation for our veterans.
Good morning. Today on Veterans Day. Good morning. Today on Veterans Day, we gather to honor the brave men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Veterans Day is more than a date on the calendar. It's a day of respect, a day of gratitude, and a day to recognize the courage and devotion it took for these heroes to protect our freedom. For me, this day is personal, because my dad is a veteran of the United States Army. I grew up here in my time in Iraq. He spent many long, hot days far from home, facing dangers most Americans will never have to face. But the part that stands out to me is not just what he did, it's why he did it. The tragic events of 9/11, after watching towers fall, my dad felt a calling to stand up, to defend our country and to protect what is right. He served because he felt a duty to others, because he loves his country and the freedom which many take for granted. But my dad is just one of many. Veterans are all around us. They're parents, coaches, grandparents, neighbors, teachers, even just people that we pass by without ever knowing their story. Every one of them made sacrifices. They missed birthdays and holidays. They spent time away from people that they love. They carried the knowledge, knowing that freedom is never truly free. There's a saying that a veteran is someone who wrote a blank check payable to the United States of America up to and including their life. That means that they were willing to give everything, if necessary, so that we can live freely. So today, I would like to thank all veterans, not only for wearing the uniform, but for defending our nation, protecting all of us, and for guarding the freedoms we are blessed to enjoy every single day. Freedoms many people in the world still do not have, yet saying thank you is only the beginning. The greatest way we can honor our veterans is by the way that we choose to live. They served so that we can grow up in a country where we're free to learn, speak, and worship, and dream. We honor their sacrifice when we treat others with respect, when we help those who need it, and when we stand up for what's right. If we want their sacrifice to truly matter, we must use our freedom with purpose. We must try to be brave when life is hard, loyal when others rely on us, and kind even when no one is watching. These are the values many veterans, including my dad, live by every day. I want to say thank you to all veterans. Thank you for your service, thank you for your courage, and thank you for your love of our country. We honor you not just with our words, but with our actions, our character, and the lives we choose to lead. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service.
Today, we pause to honor the brave men and women who have served our country. On Veterans Day, it's a reminder of the courage, sacrifice, and pride that so many have shown for our nation. However, for our veterans, they don't just think about their time in the service for just one day. Speaking personally, I have had family members serve in World War II and Vietnam in the Army, Merchant Marines, and Marines. For them, reflecting on their time in the service was a daily and life-altering, and sadly, for one family member, a life-ending memory. I have visited the National Mall in Washington, D.C. several times with my family. In fact, our Scout Troop 421 spent our 2024 spring break there. Visiting the memorials there, such as those honoring World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, as well as Arlington, it is a solemn experience, especially when you see veterans and people who were affected by the wars visiting the memorials and paying their respects. Troop 421, Troop 55, and PAC 54 have also participated many times in the welcome home ceremony for the Rochester Honor Flight missions at Frederick Douglass Airport. Seeing and listening to our veterans teach us that they are a fact, an example of living history. I urge you all to talk with your family members who may be veterans and listen to them if they are willing to talk about their experiences. Listening to their stories can have a healing effect for them, as well as helping to educate us as the younger generation who have not had to experience war like they have. This also helps to honor and respect our veterans by caring for their mental, physical, and social health. We owe them that. The creation of our great nation started as an idea, a desire for freedom, and to represent a shining city on the hill for all to see. Our veterans have and continue to put their own well-being aside to protect that idea for us. What's something else we can all do? I urge you all to take time to research little veteran outreach programs and not just say thank you, but put our thoughts and words into actions. We need to fight for those who have fought and continue to fight for us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ian and Allie. Great job. Thank you for those insightful words and remarks. And now I present to you the Veterans Day Band, directed by Scott Hoffman.
Thank you, Mr. Hoffman and the Veterans Day Band. Please welcome our guest speaker for today, Alexander Saxby, graduate of BCS in 2003. I'll let him make his way up here before I share his bio. It's pretty impressive. Major Alex Saxby enlisted in the United States Marine Corps as a rifleman in 2003, fought in Fallujah in 2005, evacuated Beirut's U.S. Embassy in 2006, and completed 2 Iraq tours before commissioning into the Army in 2010 after graduating from SUNY Albany. He led a platoon in Afghanistan in 2012, commanded a company in Poland during Operation Atlantic Resolve, advised Colombian forces against narco-trafficking, and trained Ukrainians as G35 10th Mountain Division in Poland in 2024. He will become an assistant professor of military science at Clarkston University, ROTC, next summer. He resides in Fort Drum, New York with his wife, Michelle, and their 3 children. Please welcome Mr. Saxby to the podium.
Good morning. Thank you, Principal Shannon and the rest of the administration for inviting me to speak here today, and for Mrs. Tillman for putting this all together. It's truly an honor. And to our distinguished veterans, thank you. Your dedication and sacrifice have set the example for all of us. Before I share a story from our community, I want to start with a question that's stuck with me over the years. It's a question originally asked by a man named Jonas Salk, who was the scientist behind the polio vaccine. Salk asked the question, are we being good ancestors? That means, are we living in a way that helps others, even those who come after us? It's a question that changes how we think about life, not just for ourselves, but for others. Salk believed that the true measure of our lives isn't found in what we accumulate, but in what we leave behind. Being a good ancestor means acting with foresight. It means building systems, communities, and values that endure. It means mentoring others, protecting what matters, and choosing service over self-interest, even when the benefits won't be seen in your lifetime. Examples of being a good ancestor are found all around our community. I'd like to highlight one such member who unfortunately couldn't be here today. Jimmy grew up less than 2 miles down the road over on Elm Street. He played 4 years of varsity baseball on the fields right behind this building, even being recognized by the Daily Messenger, which is an old local newspaper for some of the younger folks in the audience, as being the best pitcher in the Finger Lakes West League for both his junior and senior year. During his junior year, he was Bloomfield's representative to the boys' state, and during his senior year, he was president of the student council. Jim was a standout within our community, and the world was at his fingertips. Jimmy could have used his talent to get into a top college and land a big job, but instead, he chose to serve his country. He placed the needs of his country and community above his own. He put others first. That's what being a good ancestor looks like. In 1964, when Jim graduated from Bloomfield, the U.S. was entering the Vietnam War. It was a tumultuous time with deep divisions at home and intense fighting abroad that made many Americans question what it meant to serve and sacrifice. But not our neighbor Jim. He joined the Air Force ROTC at Lemoyne College and became a pilot, deploying to Vietnam in 1970. He chose to protect the values that this country and this community represent by flying an airplane in Vietnam. He even earned himself an air medal in the process. You see, the reason Jim couldn't be here today is because he was killed in November 1970 alongside 29 other great Americans when his plane crashed outside of Cameron Bay. He's buried just up the road at St. Bridget's Cemetery. First Lieutenant James F. Saxby, a member of this community, an alumnus of this very school, and my uncle, died being a good ancestor on a hillside in the Republic of Vietnam. His story isn't just an interesting piece of local history. It's a reminder that service begins in places like this, in small towns, in high schools, in families. It begins with people who chose to stand for something greater than themselves. His story reminds us that service is not only about the moment, but about the legacy that we leave behind. That's what this year's Veterans Day message, Service to Our Nation, is all about. It honors the unity and purpose of all who've worn the uniform, past and present. From the jungles of Vietnam to the deserts of Iraq, from the skies over Europe to the hospitals here at home, service takes many forms, and it's not limited to one branch, one battlefield, or one generation. To be a good ancestor is to serve with the future in mind, to act with courage, compassion, and conviction, knowing that others will walk the path that we help clear. It's a call to live in a way that honors those who came before and inspires those who will come after us. And it reflects a truth we sometimes forget. No matter where we come from, what we believe, or which uniform we wear, we are united by the act of serving others. Veterans come from every walk of life. Some joined during wartime, others in peace. Some served overseas, others here at home. Some fought in combat, while others supported from behind the scenes. But all of them, every single one, answered a call to serve something bigger than themselves. And that's what I want you to remember today. Service is not about politics. It's not about fame or recognition. It's about protecting, helping, and building. It's about showing up. It's about choosing courage over comfort and duty over cause. You don't have to wear a uniform to serve. You can serve by helping someone who's being bullied, by volunteering, by choosing to be kind. Service is a mindset, and it starts now. If you ever need a role model, look no further than your own community. Those banners that line our streets, they honor local veterans. individuals who answered the call. They're reminders of what it means to be a good ancestor. People like Jim, local community members who put others first and made a lasting impact. And today, you have that same opportunity to live with purpose, to lead with heart, and to honor those who came before you by how you treat those around you. So today, ask yourself, what kind of ancestor will I be? Emulate the service and sacrifice of the veterans within our community, of the people sitting before you. Men and women who chose to leave the world a better place than what they found it. Choose to be a good ancestor. Let's take a moment to honor those who served and those who still do. Thank you, and happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, Mr. Saxby. At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Mark Falsone, Bloomfield Mayor, to the podium. Mr. Falsone served in the U.S. Army and in the Vietnam War from 1968 to 1974. He is going to lead us in introducing and recognizing our veterans. Please hold your applause until the end.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here today with you and my fellow veterans to celebrate Veterans Day. I'd like to thank the administration, faculty, and staff, with a special thank you to Mrs. Tillman for all their efforts in organizing this ceremony. And as I have said before many times, there's one more group I'd like to recognize, and that group is you, the students. The respect, attention, and interest that you show to us, veterans, is nothing short of amazing. I want to make sure you realize how much that means to all of us. Give yourselves a hand for being awesome. As I move forward with the introductions of the veterans assembled here, please hold your applause till the end. Veterans, when I call your name, please stand and face the students. Glenn Anderson, Marines. Richard Belding, Marines. Vern Brannigan, Marines. Ron Briggs, Army. Dave Brisbane, Marines. Bruce Bryan, Army. Bill Froome, Army. George Herron, Army. Matthew Herman, Army. Eric Jensen, Navy. Donald Moore, Army. Karen Nafziger, Army National Guard. William Outlaw, Marines. Tim Pagel, Navy. Sierra Pierce, Navy and Reserves. Alexander Saxby, Army. Doug Rogers, Army. Ed Saxby, Marines and National Guard. Matthew Smith, Air Force. Michelle Spaulding, Marines. Ian Stokel, Army. Thomas Bates, Marines. Robert Tenney, Air Force. Bruce Wilkins, Navy. Julie Wright, Air Force. Greg DeLong, Air Force. Jason Ashton, Navy. Dave Christensen, Navy. Dick Corrigan, Army. John DeCook, Air Force. Larry Fisher, Army. James Harvey, Army, JAG Reserves. Daniel Hatch, Army. Gary Hooper, Army. Tom Parker, Marines and Reserves. Travis Piper, Marines. Greg Templer, Army. Gerald Zimmerman, Marines. If there's any other veteran here whose name I did not call, would you please stand now and state your name and rank, and branch of service? Anyone else? The final veteran is me, Mark Falsone, Army. Please salute your veterans, students.
Thank you, Mr. Falsone. I would also just like to say thank you to Mrs. Tillman, Mrs. Woodhouse, and Mrs. Emer for helping us organize this wonderful event. And thank you, Paul and Roger on Lights and Sound. We certainly couldn't do this without both of you. So at this time, I was planning to bring up Mrs. Benzer, our elementary principal, to lead us in a closing, but unfortunately her children are sick today. So I think the next best thing is our CARES Club. Mrs. Ashton and two of her students will be coming up to share a few words about CARES Club and the service that they give to our community. So let's welcome them to the podium.
Hi, my name is Amelia Cieli.
And Jamie Donnelly.
And we are from CARES Club. CARES Club is an after-school program where we pick monthly service projects.
For November, we chose to honor the veterans for all they do.
We designed and created cards to honor each of you.
We also created a flag display in the lobby to show appreciation.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, students. And thank you, can you hear me? No. Our students would like to express their gratitude in their own way. We certainly appreciated our fifth graders joining us today with CARES Club, and we have some of our elementary students that wanted to share a few words to our veterans. So we're going to turn it over to this little video right now.
It's nice to say thank you because they fought for us. It's important to say thank you to a veteran because they risked their life to protect our country. My dad was in the Air Force. It is important because they took an oath to protect our country. My grandpa was in the Navy for 6 years. He attended school in Philadelphia, then he went to Orlando for boot camp, and he worked on submarines. And Scott said that he enjoyed being in the Navy. He had a lot of fun.
I think Veterans Day is important because people risk their lives for our country, and we should appreciate them for working so hard. My great-grandpa was in the military. It's not something citizens always think about, but we should be proud of them for working so hard.
It's important to say thank you to a veteran because they protect us and fought for our country successfully. So thank you, veterans, for all you have done for us.
My cousin is in the Army and he wrote a journal about his time in the Army. We are free to talk for our rights because veterans help protect our homeland.
There are a lot of people in my family that were in the military and that served in the military. I feel really lucky to have them. My dad was in the Army and he was injured, and it's an honor for people to risk their own life to fight for our country, and they don't have to do that, but they choose to, and I'm glad that these types of things show respect and to thank them.
Thank you to our elementary school students for putting that video together. So we ask at this time that the veterans stay seated as we're going to have a group picture. There will be an opportunity to visit with our seniors in the library after. Students, we're going to ask that you wait for dismissal instructions. And at this time, I would like to call Troop 55 Senior Patrol Leader Ty Knapziger to retire our nation's colors.
Troop, form up! Please stand for the retirement of our nation's colors. Honor guard, salute. 2.